We start the episode with Heather and Terry speaking with their realtors about their house sale. Apparently, Heather manifested on New Year's Eve that they would sell their house for $60 million. She was only $5 million off. $55 million. They now have the issue of trying to find a rental big enough for their entire family over Christmas while their twins are back home from school. What it is like to have rich people problems. Emily and Gina go motorcycle shopping. Emily looks good and like a total biker chick in the showroom. I definitely can see her riding a motorcycle. They talk about Shannon's fiesta, and Gina brings up the fact that Shannon shared that she's the reason why Gina's kids weren't taken away by CPS. It's funny that Shannon said that Heather likes to exaggerate things out of proportion, and Shannon is trying to run with this. Luckily, our resident lawyer, Emily, explains that CPS would have had to do their due diligence with a proper investigation and a case opened up against Gina, which didn't happen and wasn't started. But you clearly don't need to be a lawyer to know that. Just exaggerations. Next is a weirdo scene where John Jansen is just scratching Shannon. Okay, don't get it. He leaves and Tamra enters the picture. When Tamra made a comment about John spending the night at Shannon's, it made me feel like that scratching scene was manufactured because of the rumors running that he doesn't spend the night. Side note, I loved Shannon's non-makeup look. I like to see these housewives just be themselves when they're hanging out at home. She looks fantastic when she's all glammed up, but I think she looks great too, just as her natural self. Anyway, Tamra and Shannon have a conversation about Shannon's relationship with John. John's an avoider and Shannon likes to talk his ear off. I don't get how Shannon doesn't understand that Gina, Heather, and Emily are only talking about what she shared with them and they're discussing it out of concern. But obviously Shannon doesn't want to hear that. They're all bad guys. Tamra says it's a huge red flag that Shannon and John don't discuss marriage at their age. I actually disagree. They've both been married before, and I think when you're older and you've already been through the whole marriage thing, there isn't the same rush to get it done again. But I could be wrong. Let me know your opinion in the comments. Next scene is Jenn and Ryan, and they talk about their relationship. Ryan's pushing a timeline for them to get married, and Jenn doesn't understand why. We learn that Ryan's jeweler refers to him as the Armenian gigolo, and that's how I'm going to refer to him from now on. Seems fitting. Jenn is easily fooled by his words, or at least the words she wants to hear. Ryan nitpicks the accuracy of him cheating on her if they were on a break. Are we going through the whole Ross and Rachel thing in 2023? He is not seeing how his past actions affect how she views him in their relationship. Ryan tries to speak to her woo-woo side and she shuts it down. She's asking him to be realistic about committing to being with her for forever. Jenn clearly doesn't want to marry this man. Heather and Shannon meet to talk about the rumors about Shannon's relationship. Shannon said that Tamra and Emily are pointing the finger at Heather, and I'm so glad production came with the receipts of Heather actively trying to avoid speaking about the details with the other women.
Shannon seems happy in her relationship and
you didn't
in
get the
her
phone call.
business.
Because I did. She opened up to you at all?
No, I mean, look what just happened with you and Ryan. Don't you think that's why Shannon keeps her relationship close to the vest?
Now, in her confessionals, that's a whole other story. But remember, the confessionals are filmed after the fact. This meeting wasn't as confrontational as I was expecting it to be. Kind of tame. Taylor has a fall-inspired pumpkin carving party, which seems odd to me. They don't really get fall in Orange County, do they? It looks like it's summer weather, and they're wearing boots and plaid. Are they not hot? Are they not sweating? The group starts chit-chatting, and Tamra starts her mess by feeding information to Shannon. Shannon overreacts and denies that she said CPS was coming after Gina's kids. Of course, it's Tamra who tells her this to get her riled up and conveniently forgets that she also cleared up the details for Jenn about the issue at the fiesta too. I don't get how Shannon is adamantly saying she didn't say anything about CPS. Oh, right. She was probably about 4 tequilas in at the fiesta when she started talking about it. I'm glad there are receipts because this was just ridiculous. How would Jenn, who is a newcomer to the group, know all the details about this, even though it happened years before she joined the group?
There was some attorney that if she didn't have the number, her kids could have been taken. It was almost like it was not true. Okay. No.
Shannon starts letting things unravel by saying CPS was scheduled to take Gina's kids in the morning. Lawyer Emily reiterates that CPS wouldn't seize kids over a bench warrant. The Tamra train continues to bulldoze through her friendships. She mentions that Shannon made a comment about Travis's penis in passing when she was mad at Gina. Then she brings up the paparazzi pics that surfaced of Heather and Terry right after there were rumors that he cheated on Heather. She insinuates that Heather called the paparazzi herself because there aren't usually paparazzi at Disneyland. Heather has a point. Tamra takes pleasure in the misfortune of others.
So here's what's interesting. Yeah, where there's smoke, there's fire. You know what else there is? Arson.
Did Heather call the paparazzi herself? Probably, but who cares? Next week, the ladies are in Mexico. Gina's face when she enters the hotel is hilarious. She's probably never stayed anywhere that nice before. The news breaks about Heather and Terry selling their home for $55 million, and now she can't be trusted even more than before. And Emily stirs the pot with some details from BravoCon. What did you guys think of the episode? The only thing that really stood out to me is a plain and simple example of Shannon telling information to the group, then flat out forgetting and denying she said anything when she realizes she spilled the beans. I'm most interested in the fallout from BravoCon that Emily brings up about Heather next week. What about you guys? What did you think of this episode? Are you still Team Shannon, or are you slowly creeping over to Team everyone else besides Tamra? Let me know what you think in the comments. Be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch up next week. Bye.